In the event that you're using integrated credit authorization, one function you want to familiarize yourself with is the Authorization Manager function. This is management screen for viewing and managing all of the credit transactions that have been done on the system. Now, credit transactions being not only credit cards, but also member accounts as well, gift cards, anything of that nature that would require use of the credit check system. This is the integrated credit authorization system for PixelPoint. Now, located on this screen, what we're looking at right now are a couple of credit transactions that have gone through the system. And they have come back approved, the slips have been printed off, and one's been presented to the customer, the other retained by the server. They've both been signed, and hopefully within that as well, maybe a charge tip has been applied. And then the guest has left. But the server has not gone into the Your Settings screen and performed the Add Tip function to apply the charge tip to the transaction. So this transaction shows up on this screen being List Pre-Authorized. So this shows a list of all of the pre-authorized transactions in which the tips have not been applied yet. This next screen up here is List Forced Add Tips. Now, selecting on this, I'm now presented with all transactions, or all credit transactions I should say, that have had the charge tip applied to it. And so that being said, these ones are ready to be settled with the bank, but you can't do that until you have all charge transactions with their tips applied. Now, once that's been done, then you can select on Settle All Charges End of Day. Now what this will do is then this will send across the entire batch of charged transactions with the tips applied to the credit service. And then from there, that's when the actual exchange of funds takes place. And things are moved from pre-authorized over to settled, and then they come back. Now, this can be performed several times throughout the day. It does not have to be as part of the end of day function, just as long as this screen is blank and all of the transactions have been applied to this one. So to do that, you can also actually do it from this screen as well, because management has the capability of doing this. So if, for example, the employee does not have security access to go in and apply their own charge tips, then all you have to do is from this screen as the manager, go down to Add Tips. And this will bring up a list of all of those charge transactions that have not had the tip applied. And then from there, I can go in as management and do this on their behalf. Now with that done, then you'll notice that the pre-authorized screen is now clear. The list forced, all those transactions have been moved over to this. And now at this point, I can go in and settle all charges, and this will now settle the batch. Now some other functions that we have available for us as well. First of all is reprint slip. So in the event, for example, a charge slip was printing off and maybe the printer ran out of paper or got jammed or whatever the case, then you can actually reprint the charge slip from here. Also coming down to the bottom, we have online help. Show all employees. This will show all charged transactions for all employees, or you can focus on a specific employee. Also, there's void. Now what void will do is that void will go in and it will take a pre-authorized transaction, for example, and it will sever the connection with the credit service, saying please disregard in terms of this pre-authorization. And in doing so, then it will allow you to unclose that check and reapply it. So this is for situations, for example, if let's say you closed a transaction to the wrong credit card, for example, and the pre-authorization has gone through, you'll find that you can't unclose that transaction because it's already been recognized as being pre-authorized. So what you do is you go into this screen, find that transaction, select on void, then you put in the reference number, which is contained on this screen as well, and then from there it will allow you to go in and open up that check and reapply it. It will sever the connection with that pre-authorization.